yeah, we brought that gees back to the yacht club at Wits. We were standing right here at this very bar with Ricardo and Alistair and myself, and we were very deep into a very intense night. It was fantastic, and yeah, we looked at each other and we were like, why can't we do this?
The yacht club tends to be a euphemism for good parties and forgettable memories. We do tend to do as much sailing as we can when we can do it, and it's ironic that Wits had an entry ahead of, you know, UCT or UKZN.
We had a big entry in '85, and it had international sailors, it had world champions, it had national champions.
I'd started sailing on dinghies with the club, 2 years before we did this, and so my experience was nothing.
We were probably, as things were, you know, one of the most inexperienced crews in terms of nautical miles logged.
And I don't think any of us realized exactly what we were getting ourselves into when we're all very driven people, and I think that was a big thing that kind of pulled us through.
And I think a big part of our thing was also to try and inspire, as we've said, to inspire not only other yacht clubs, but other young guys to get involved and do something, you know, out of their comfort zone, put Wits on the map.
Yeah, we spent hours trying to get the money together on the phone to various different people.
We came away with so many skills that we wouldn't have had in the past, you know, how to deal with big corporates, how to deal with people from all walks of life, and a lot of them were just like, what's a fantastic idea, but no thanks.
As part of our fundraising thing, we decided to sell miles of our journey. So you could buy a mile, so I think in total it was a 4,000 mile trip. So you could come and you could put down 100 rand and buy 2 miles of our journey. And in doing so, you'd get your name on the side of the boat in a big Wits, WITS, down the side of the boat, which was made up of all the names of the people that are given us funds. There were times when I was not frightened, but maybe a little bit nervous, you know, and a lot of them were on that first night. There was a serious, massive cut-off low that came past. Unfortunately, a life was lost on the race, and guys pulled out left, right, and centre. I think close to 15 boats pulled out, and we didn't. We stuck with it. Unfortunately, with the seasickness and stuff, there were pretty much 3 of us that dragged the boat through that night. And there were some very rough moments hearing what was going on the radio. I mean, guys sending in pans and maydays, guys going overboard. You know, like, it's very real when you're out there and you're getting drenched by massive waves and like you're in 40 knots of wind.
I didn't realize that the ocean is actually quite savage.
It gives you a lot of time to think about one's life and one's direction. You just find pleasure in the most arbitrary things, and running jokes on the boat, and just each other, and good music now and then when we were allowed to turn the radio on.
Well, the whole thing was to sail across the ocean with a bunch of mates at the end of the day. You know, like, yeah, and that's what it's all about. Every day, every night, every sunset. I mean, the biggest thing for me, one thing that I clearly remember is like you'd go through the day and it'd be really hot because you sail up quite close to the equator, and come the evening, everyone would kind of quiet down and you'd have this miraculous sunset on the horizon.
We felt like guests out there because, like, the sun rises and sets out there every day and nobody's there to witness it, and it is the most, like, inspiring, unbelievable thing you've ever seen in your life. A sunset and a sunrise at sea, and a moonrise, which few people have ever seen, and the stars and the sea, and just it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. You know.
The ultimate high of the whole trip, seeing land for the first time, South America. Never been to South America before, so that was cool. It was great just knowing that you had crossed this whole ocean just by the power of the wind. It was the best feeling, and also knowing that you were kind of within reach of civilization.